All right. I will copy that link, put it in announcements. Take a couple of sneezers in there as well. And just wait for that message can go out when audio starts up. We'll see what's going on. But to everyone that's joining now, welcome. That time of the week again. Another F1. Another week of F1. This time it is Brazil. It is. Well, last week had a few very interesting moments in the race at Austria. That's the same. We had a bunch of cars all grouped up for a very long time. Let's see if Brazil will be the same. Let's see what's going on elsewhere right now. But yeah, it looks like we've got a couple of minutes before we run another, before we get going here tonight. 4 minutes till go time. We'll take a look and see what is going on elsewhere. Yes, goes in here. The new, an old face that we will recognize on this channel. So Robin, his first race of the season as well. Same with Mitchell. We've definitely a name, that he will recognize. Jesus. There you go. The track's just been switched to Brazil as well. It means Steger is figuring it all out as it stands. Only 13 people in the lobby. I'm waiting on RDO to set up the second of the two streams so I can tag the rest of the server. And we can go from there. Yeah, we got 30 people in this round to Brazil. We'll see if a couple of people, if we'll get anybody new toward the top. Stell won in still won in Austria. Have to see if he can continue that on into this season as well. Or into this week, sorry. Just starting to get a couple of more people into the lobby now on 15. Got a minute until we get going. See if Audio has sorted out his stream. He hasn't yet. Oh, I don't even know what's going on in that tier anymore. We've got 16 people in here at the moment. As Jishnu and Redstone just joined us. Martin Nicer has joined us as well. Let's see. Last week I feel like we should have had a safety car. Some reduced, fair enough. There's 17 in the lobby at this point in time. Joker just joined us. Missing. Who else are we missing? I think we're missing Harm. Harm's the other one. Wait and see. I think RDO has finally managed to put in some version of a thing. I'm not entirely sure what's gone. What he's put on. Either way. Well, that's eight minutes in. We can't be too far away from a start here. We've got 18 in the lobby now. Noble Garter just joined. I think the only other one we were meant to have is Harm, but I'm not sure where he is. Ah, Harm can't make it. So we're going with 18 then for this one. Just hey to the people just joining us. I'll have a few more that'll join us in a split second. Mover then, we're getting ready to go. There's 9 seconds left on the clock, so we are about to set up for qualifying. I had the thing there. You can see that we come to triple zeros at the top of the screen. We are heading into Brazil for qualifying for the second round of the season. Let's see. I can now put this into chat. Alright, there you go. Just waiting on a couple of people to ready up. Lars and Joker, and then that way we can go into Tier 1 qualifying. A couple minutes later than we should have, but still, we are underway. And it's raining in Brazil! Look at that, raining in qualifying. Oh, this is going to be an interesting time here in Tier 1. Wait and see if anyone is going to bite on this. We don't know if it'll get drier as we go along. Either way, we are here for 18 minutes worth of qualifying, and my phone has just hit that side of the wood. That is not a good place for that to have done that. That's great. I wanted to do make sure it didn't slide. Just checking my phone, make sure my phone hasn't broke. I think I've got away with that somehow. Fairly impressive. Either way, we've got to wait a little bit of time to see if anyone will bite on this weather. And it sounds like some people will. As soon as I said that, you could hear the engines firing up. So that is what we're going to take at face value here. Alright. Looks like Robin's out, Steger's gone out, so it looks like we're going to get pretty heavy rain on the track for the rest of, well, for a rather large period of time. Otherwise, these guys would not be biting on this at all. As you can see it on the track here. Not particularly, I don't know what that doesn't look too normal rain, does it? Well, that looked like a bit of a mess there from Robin on his first outlap of the night. Welcome to everyone joining us on stream here for round 2, season 17 in F1 for ALR. Look at the rain, it's coming down fairly heavily, so you expect this track to stay wet for a long amount of this qualifying session. This is going to get very interesting very quickly now, because it doesn't matter what your race pace, it doesn't matter what your quick pace is, your fastest laps and everything. Now it's how well you can drive on a slippery track, on intermediate tyres. That is the question, and that's one of the Red Bulls getting out of the way. You couldn't tell whether or not that was yellow. It looked like it was Mieszko though. So we're going to go back to Robin, who's currently on a flying lap. Bring up the sidebars and everything. Enable, enable, enable. There's full track map there, so we can get a better idea where everyone is. You got a yellow flag in sector 2, and that is a Red Bull, I believe. Yep, that is going to be a Red Bull off the side of the track, letting people through. Right now, we've got Robin to the line. He's going to be the very first person up there, so we'll get to see what the benchmark actually is. The benchmark is going to be a 119.1. However, Steger beaten. Steger 18.3. Didn't even realise that. 17.4 for Bloodwave, and the kick salvage are off to a great start. Redstone on the same pace as Steger there, beating him by about half a tenth. Style 91, same pace as Jaguar and Robin, who were separated by a thousandth of a second. DDK 18.2 up into second. We've got yellow flags in the beginning of Sector 1 and in the end of Sector 1. I think there's just people getting off the road. That way you can avoid getting into traffic. The potential impeding penalty that goes with it. Lard, 20.1, not a good start for him. Not a good start for him at all. He got in the same boat as Yarlow. All three of them will need to improve rather massively if they are to actually do much in this particular race. BR4 17.6 puts him up into second. Only two breaking the 117 barrier at this point in time. Breaking into the 117s. Robin just did an 18.5 on his second go around. Moved him up into sixth. We're currently on board with Noble Gatu. Had a really good first race for a large chunk of it. Fell apart at the end. 18.6. Beats his teammate. Yes, go to the line. Just did an 18.9. I think that was a cooldown lap for one of the kick salvers. Let's go on to our main, well, one of the ALR's main men, so to speak. 19.4 was his first lap. He's going to have to do a lot better than that this time round to stand any sort of a chance. Jishnu just did an 18.0 here at the start of qualifying. Still 12 minutes to go. We'll see if anyone's got a much better time in them at the moment. I think also there was a massive improvement in there for Mieszko and company as well. Mitchell did 7/10 of a second quicker. He's up in an 18.6, but it's outbested by Steger, who's down into a 17.2. And the kick salvers are flying. Steger 1, Bloodwave 2. Noble Garter just did a 17.9, dropped him into 4th. Bloodwave fires straight back, puts himself back onto provisional pole. Jaguar, I think, was an 18.4 there. See if we can see if there's any lap time being set from the back of the grid here. Nice and Marlino, 119.4, only getting up for 15th, and I can't imagine Joker is improving too much either. Back and forth a little bit here. We'll stay on Nakuza for now. There's Mitchell behind that as well. Nakuza's up an entire second. They'll put him into the 18.3s. They'll drop him into the top, probably to top 11. Not quite the top 10 unless he's going to find something in this third sector. To the line he goes. 118.0. Good enough for 8th. Okay. Well, it was good enough for 8th for a split second before Mitchell did a 17.5. And half a second on his teammate. And up in a 4th goes Mitchell. Oh, that's going to punish Lard a little bit. That'll be the end of his lap. Noble Garter was a second down anyway, but he invalidated his lap regardless. Let's see what DDK is doing here in third place then. Let's see. No, he's actually not doing anything. He might just be backing off here. He is backing off to let the Ferrari go through. And there goes Jishnu at 116.8. The track is starting to clear up now. You can tell there's no more rain. The track is definitely still going to be a little bit greasy though. We'll see how much it improves over the time here. DDK is about to go on another flying lap. Someone just pulled into the pits. There are 4 still in the pits as well. Same with Bloodwave. 2 of the front runners at this point in time. Then we've got the 2. I think that's the 2 racing balls there coming to the line now. Mitchell just picked Nakuda. Not really improving. Big Dagger, however, is definitely improving. 1:16.5 is good enough for provisional pole by about a quarter of a second up to this point. Stell 17.0 up in the third. All of a sudden, we're going to start heading towards the soft tire, the quicker times here. Maybe the soft tires by the end of this qualifying session. We'll see if there's going to be anything to this. Well, we're currently on DDK. I'm not sure if he's going to be that much quicker, you know. I'm not entirely sure what the yellow flag is. I think it might be an Aston Martin. I think that'll be Lard then. Oh, DDK's coming into the pits. It's going to be Lard that is just out there right now. Intermediate still on the car for Bloodwave. Out front. Sega still on intermediate. Like Jishnu and company will still be on in as well. There's still 7 minutes left, and the track is going to get less and less greasy as we go along. Alright, so Stell is coming into the pits now. Let's see where everyone else is. Right now, Jaguar is not doing a great first couple of sectors. He's down 1.4 seconds, so I assume this is in lap for him as well. Nakuda Nakuda up in the 17.4s right now, in 7th ahead of his teammate. Noble Gata just did a 16.6. Up into 2nd for the Alpines, and all of a sudden, we might have a constructors battle on our hands. Alpine, Kick, Sauber, both of them off to a flying start. Nakuda again down on his lap, so we're not going to do much with him. We will go back to the front, because Bloodwave currently up 0.3 of a second. That will be enough to put him into 3rd at this point in time. If he wasn't to improve in either of the other 2 sectors, which is highly unlikely for a track that's drying up. So I very much assume that will be the case. I think that was Jishnu. No, it wasn't. It was Robin who was off the track there in the other mech. Got Bloodwave here. Just getting himself up. I think Gart is about to head into the pits. Given the constant yellow flags. Bloodwave's up an entire second. We are going to see that 16.5 blown out the water here. It's about to be a 7. I think it might be into the 15s for the first time. Mieszko did a 16.2. Bloodwave 15.9. And we are into the 15s. For the first time, we are going to be in the 15s. BL4 is currently out on track as well, so we're going to see what he can do. Apparently, the answer to that is half spin the car in the middle sector. And that means, yeah, he's going to be a lot slow on this lap at the moment. He is not having a fun time, but he is on soft, so maybe that's just indication that it's just not time for the slick tires yet. Yeah, I think that might be just indication that it's not quite time for the slicks. They may have bit a little bit too early. You're gonna get lucky enough that they might get one more run on a intermediate tire if they decide to do that. Robin's currently out on track. He's sliding all over the place as well. You can see that the longer they go, it's all the guys on the slicks that are just starting to struggle with the cards. With the grip on the wheels here. I guess we get a very interesting choice that's about to unfold on this final lap. Everyone's about to come into the pits. Because there's not really a lot in this right now, I don't think, for the soft runners. You wanted a better time, you probably should have done one more intermediate, sorry, and then a soft. Potentially at the end. It does look like Stell's got a lot more grip than the other cars we watched coming through that corner in particular. He is currently 2/10 up on his time. That's still not enough, not even remotely enough. And he's still sliding all over the place there. I'm about to say it's not remotely enough to get him anywhere near pole, which is an entire second quicker. Yeah, and in comes Stell to the pitch. He might be out of time, you know. That's going to be close. Lars 16.2 there on the intermediate tyres. There you go. That's proof that we might still be on slicks. Not on slicks, sorry, on intermediates. There's the DRS now enabled, which might just say make everything I just said mute. Because he is, yeah, everything is the complete moot point now. I think everything's about to go on to the slicks for the final run. We are about to see those times tumble down. Lars is probably not going to make it. Now we'll go to the Joker afterwards. He's the only one on the track on a lap at the moment. Lars is definitely not making it. I would be very surprised if he did. Gets himself slowed down so he doesn't speed in the pit lane. Joker currently 0.8 of a second up on his time, so that would put him into the 17.2s and into the top 8. I fear that even if he's improving now, everyone will be improving around him. We'll see if there's going to be anything going on there. Oh, a little bit of lag from Joker. He just teleports back to the track. He's currently 1.5 seconds up. He might not be anymore. That was a half slide in the final corner. He would have gone to a mid-16. Would have put him in the top 4. Don't know if he's going to get that now. He is going to get a 16.2. Good enough by a thousandth of a second to beat Lars, I think. He's going to get at least 1. Jaguar's just started his lap. He's on intermediate tyres. I think they're going to get very interesting now and see who did and didn't switch. I think the Joker may have got this right. Enters are allowed, yeah. Enters are allowed, absolutely. As long as you do 2 different compounds, it's following F1 rules, basically. We're following F1 rules. Apart from when you kind of can't overtake on track, it's some of the F1 has some of the dumbest rules in that respect. But yeah. Most of this is just F1 tyre rules in particular. Jaguar currently 2 seconds up. That'll take him into the 15s, well into the 15s. It might even be a 14 for the first time tonight. Can he get there? The Joker does a 15.2. Jaguar does a 14.8 on intermediates. Lars isn't going to get there. Lars is going to get beaten out by the clock. He's going to be the first one to the line. He's going to get beaten out by the clock, and he's going to rue it, I think, a little bit here. We're going to go to the Haas driver now, Redstone Derp, who was extremely quick until a mistake in Austria, where he put on the wrong set of tyres. Can he go a little bit quicker today? 13.5. He's currently on top. There's the Mercedes that beats him out, though. 13.1 for Gishner, and we're going to be doing this all day. Qualifying next. Alpine to the line. Alpines are usually quick. 14.8 for Noble. Garter is not particularly quick. Mieszko beaten out with a 15.0. Bloodwave 13.6. Only good enough for 4th. Steger 13.4. Only good enough for 2nd. Stell to the line. Coming up. And Stell is going to beat Jishnu by 13 thousandths of a second, but he's not done yet. We've got a couple of people who still need to make it to the line. Mitchell actually invalidated his lap, which is huge, given the fact that he'll probably start towards the back now then. BR4 to the line, another big name, and he's on pole. BR4 is on pole by about 3.5 tenths of a second. And one of the old guns is back at it again. Stell took the win in the first race. BR4 forgot how to start his car last week. This time BR4 is on pole. And if he can remember that he can actually start his McLaren this week, he might be in for a good race today. Would have been interested to see what Mitchell could have done if he hadn't invalidated his lap, but we'll never know now. We'll see how everything now plays out in the race. Bloodwave and Jaguar, I guess, getting it wrong, staying on the intermediate tyres. Bloodwave and Yarlow did identical times in the end, actually. That 13.679. Looks like Bloodwave did it first. 2 Saubers in the top 7. Everyone else is a different constructor. We're going to have a lot of different names playing out today. We'll see how that goes. And what I guess might be a dry track. We'll see if it's about to be dry. Or we go back to intermediate or wet to the race. It's bone dry. That is about as dry as it gets. Barely any clouds. Oh, we enjoy Portugal, eh? We'll see how this is going to play out then. So we're waiting for a couple of people to sort out their setups now. Right. Well, BR4 versus Stell on the front row. It's going to be a battle of the big names in F1 in ALR. We'll see how that's going to handle into turn 1 at Brazil, one of the most notorious turn 1s. That's for certain. Be very surprised if we manage to see everyone survive. Alright, everyone doing a formation lap now. So we got BR4 followed by Stell at the front, on the front row of this grid. And then we've got Jishnu in 3rd with DDK in 4th. On the second row, Steger and Derp in 5th and 6th. Then you got Bloodwave in 7th, Yarlow 8th, Jaguar 9th, Nakuzda 10th, Robin 11th, Igor 12th, Noble Garter in 13th, Miezko in 14th, Joker in 15th, Lars in 16th, Mitchell in 17th, and Marlino in 18th. Hard tyres for most of the back of the grid. Lars, Robin and Nakuzda outside, 10th or lower on the medium tyres. Yarlow's on softs in 8th. We've got Steger, Jishnu, BR4 all on the medium tyres up front. And then everyone else that I have not mentioned is on the hard entire compound for the start of this race. We continue on to watch the formation lap. Before we get started properly. We'll see BL4 come up to a grid spot. Let's see how many people get disqualified this week for grid spot infringements. That might be BL4. Yeah, I was about to say, he has got that heinously wrong there. Not sure why he gave such a massive power boost at the to the engine there to get over his box line. That's going to hinder him a little bit. So it doesn't look like anyone else has suffered the fate that BL4 is about to suffer. A little bit of cold tide on the start as well. Oh, no, never mind. Mitchell's missed by about 5 yards. And I think Nice has also forgotten that his car is meant to be on the grid spot back there as well. Here we go. 3, 4, 5 red lights. As lights out, away we go. We get held for about 5.5 years. BL4 for some reason, I'm not sure why everyone is ghosted off the start. As BL4 holds on to the lead. Jishnu trying to go around the outside. Doesn't really get it. Looks like DDK and Bloodwave are fighting, as so is Bloodwave and Redstone. Redstone looking to the inside now to try and get 6th place off of Bloodwave, and he has done. Well, they are fighting it back tooth and nail down into turn 4 here at Brazil. And Bloodwave is going to go very wide there, and he's going to lose out quite heavily. You can see the cars there just kicking up some dirt. In the background, I think Mitchell went very much, someone went off the track in the background there, but Mitchell's gone up a position up into 14th right now. Robin gets Noble Gar, who's had a bit of a mare into the middle sector of this race, and he's up into, well, down into 12th and then up in, well, fighting Mieszko, trying to solidify 12th at the moment as the LP, but he's failing miserably. Hello, Riga. As we continue on in this first lap of the race, looks like Nicer Marlino has got past Mitchell there in the back as well. Those two are going to go back and forth. But now, yellow flag is sector 3. It's Igor, who is round again, as he had an awful time in Austria. He's going to join again this time round. Yarlo has got into the pits. The real question now is this a damage-related incident? Here's their front wing. Nope, he's just coming off the soft tyres straight away. Mitchell and Noble Garter are fighting it out now to try and get themselves 12 and 13. Nikusa not able to make a move. Mitchell trying to defend this inside line now. Oh, that is a very wide line from Noble. Not able to hold this to keep his car on the track. Marlino is going to take the hole as well. That was created by Mitchell, but he's gone far too wide up the hill, and Garter's going to take that back before he gets the chance to really realise what's going on. And I'm pretty sure as well Lars has gone through on the McLaren. As we go now towards the front of the grid. Most of the overtaking action done at the back. BL4 holding off Stell at the front. Then we've got Jishnu in third, who's not really putting any pressure on right now. He is under fire from Steger, who's currently in fourth. Don't forget this is Steger's first race back as well. Wasn't there? I don't believe he was there last week. If my memory serves me correctly, could be failing me miserably at this point. Steger's going to have a run here on Jishnu to the inside, down the wall, turn 4. He backs out of it. Surprised, definitely thought he would have sent that. Robin's defending from Nakusa now. Nakusa's going back to the inside. We'll get that place right back up into 9th. He's got the Red Bull and the Racing Bull on the back of him now, trying to figure their way through as well. Oh, looked like a bit of a mare there by the Mercedes. That'll gift him a little bit of space, actually, because Mieszko didn't really know how to react. It also gave Nakusa a lot of space, a lot of breathing room to work with at this point now as well. Most of the action still at the back of the grid in terms of overtake. That's Nakusa round! That is Nakusa round, and that'll mean that everyone from Robin backwards will gain the place. As we got fights for the front Also fights for the bottom couple of point positions. Robin's dropping like dropping like stone now. He goes down into 11th, overtaken by both Mieszko and Mitchell down into turn 1. Yalo obviously pitted early. Igor and Nakuza both span. Robin's got Mitchell back. Those two are fighting it out. Down into turn 4, we kick up a little bit more of the cars, of the dirt, and everything at the end, at the turn 4 double right-hander, double left-hander, sorry. Can't tell my rights from my left apparently today. Currently got fights the entire way down the grid. Joker and Naita fighting it out as well right now, but we have a train at the front, all the way down 8th, which is Jaguar. Wonder if there's going to be any sort of move on here at the front of this grid. Is there going to be anything down into turn 1? Are we stuck in this train just a little bit longer? We might not be, because Stell, around the long side, the outside there, has got past BR4 and is taking the lead of the race. Looking to go back to back in the revival of F1 on this channel. Trying to go back to back here. BR4 is going to be the one to try and stop him. Jishnu just seems to be a very slightly off the pace. Jaguar and Bloodwave are going at it down into turn 6. And it looks like Bloodwave is going to have the speed on the outside. Look at that. Magnificent corner in there for Bloodwave. He keeps himself ahead for now. Mitchell also ahead. Oh, Robin dropped all the way to 4th, even all that carnage. Mitchell's 1.6 seconds off Mieszko. Robin is still dropping further. He might have a little bit of damage after that collision. Wonder why. Oh, one thing's a shot. Marlinio's got damage. There's no front wing plate on that car now. He's going to drop off the back, so 13th up are going to get a little bit of a reprieve. We might have another fight here. Jaguar and Bloodwave. And he gets it down into turn 1. Sega and Jishnu are fighting their way through turn 3. And Jishnu is going to hold on for a little while longer, but DRS is now going to kick in for basically the entire grid. It might allow for Stega to look into turn 4. It won't allow for Stega to look into turn 4. And he holds on. DDK is also trying now from behind Stega. The top 6 all within a second. Jaguar is outside of that second. Of Woods for a very small period of time isn't anymore. Yellow flag in sector 2. And that's the Aston Martin, who has got it wrong up the hill. He drops to 16th. I'll give a few people extra positions there. Igor's gone round again. He is really not enjoying the return to F1 in this league. Looks like a little bit of a lock up there into turn 1, but no actual overtakes available. Here comes Noble Gata looking to the inside of the Racing Bull, but he doesn't get it. The Racing Bull hanging on now for a little bit longer, but the DRS is going to kick in for one of the two, and Noble Gata should just breeze on by, and he will, into the final spot in the points for the Alpine. On the other hand, the teammate is currently leading the race. I'm going to go back toward the front. BR4 is dropping off the back of the Alpine, and the Alpine looks to state a claim to win this championship, even though we're only 2 weeks through the season. Oh, about 1.1 seconds. There's 1.3 now. BR4 just slipping off the back of Stell. We've got a yellow flag. We might have a couple of... Oh, we've got one round for certain. There goes Redstone, who made a mistake in Austria. On the unfortunate end of something here, and it looks like we have a little bit more to the story, because Jaguar is in the pit lane and then gets 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. And we'll have to actually changed its front wing, so may have more than meets the eye there. Yeah, so there may be more to the story out in front. We'll wait and see, get better explanation at the end of the race. But for now, we're down to four or five cars at the front. The rest of them are just off the pace just a little bit. Yellow flag in sector 2. It's Igor again, and this time it brings out the entire yellow flag for the entire track. And if we can figure out if we can remove the caution of sector 2, I think this might be a virtual safety car. I don't see a safety car out anyway, but there is a full course yellow, so it will be... Oh, Stell's picked up 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, what an awful error to make when you lead the race. He benefited from it last week. He's going to be the one that gets hindered by it this week. Mitchell picking up the 10 for speeding in the pit lane, as well as people apparently forgot what the speed limit is. We are still in full course yellows here. It's a virtual safety car, so I can only assume this is. Drive through for speeding under the virtual safety car for Noble Carter, as well as what is just... People are picking up penalties left, right and centre, and apparently have forgotten what the speed is. You'd begin to think that no one's got any sort of flashing lights or anything that tell them what speed they're going. Genuinely at this point, absolute mess. Everyone and anyone's picking up a penalty at this point, and we've got Steger and DDK just down front going, thank you very much, we'll take that. Noble got to drive through. Stealth picked up 10 seconds, Mitchell picked up 10 seconds, Jaguars picked up 10 seconds. And Mieszko is trying to go down the inside of Bloodweight there, and up in a third he goes. As he passes the kick salver. DRS is going to kick in here though. Joker gets overtaken by Stell for 6th. Strategy is just starting to lead to a little bit more of an overtaking race now. Mieszko defending well from Bloodwave. DDK not really able to get past Steger right now, and this has been the same as it's been for the entire race, and the two McLarens switching positions now, and Nice is going to be a little bit of a roadblock, or should have been a little bit of a roadblock for Jishnu, who makes almost quick work of him. He's still there, he's still on the inside, he's still got a move ready to be made. He's done well to hold it together and make the move. And up in the 9th he goes. Nice actually did a little bit more defending than I thought he was going to do, as we watched Steger get overtaken for the lead of the race for the use of DRS for DDK. Bloodwave gets past Mieszko as well down into turn 1. BR4 now sets the fastest lap of the race as a whole. Mieszko and Bloodwave going back and forth here. Oh, a little bit of a slide there for Mieszko through turn 4. Bloodwave currently about a quarter of a second off the back of him now. Won't be any DRS until the end of the lap, so he's got to keep himself within that second gap. Jishnu is out of 1 second gap of BR4, so BR4 will be breathing a little bit easier now as he gets close enough to Joker for that to start to kick in at the end of this one if he needs it. There's a switch between the two Alpines. Stell up into 5th now. Was never going to really face too much resistance from his teammate there. It looks like BR4 is going to go right after Joker. He's not even going to wait for DRS, but he's going to get the DRS as well. BR4 up into 7th. Noble Garter gets 10 seconds. Jesus Christ. He goes in to serve his drive-through penalty and picks up 10 to go with it. Oh, he is having a nightmare on the penalty to keep it under a speed limit tonight. Stega still 4/10 of a second behind DDK right now. It looks like Stell, with his 10-second penalty, is now caught onto the back of Mieszko and Bloodwave. Let's see if Mieszko's got any chance of being a nuisance here. Who won the first race? And there goes the championship leader. Stell goes round, spanning on his own. And Stell is round. He's going to drop a couple of places behind BR4, behind Jishnu, with his 10-second penalty as well. And all of a sudden we have another change and Joker's gone round. Just the minor spins are starting to kill people off now. Mieszko going back past Bloodwave, blocking his car the entire way in the process. Mitchell gets past Yolo. Nabogato, and I think that's Joker in the pits right now. Yeah, so Joker will lose a few positions as we go on in this one. Yolo, the only one again in and around his spot without a penalty. He seems to like that position. It's the exact same one he was in last week. Here comes BR4 and Bloodwave. Fighting out for fourth. The outside line seeming to be preferable there in turns 7, 8 and 9. And it'll allow for BR4 to go on through and again just create that little bit of a gap to Jishnu, who now needs to make a move, but BR4's gone very deep. And all the gap he had made to Jishnu has just disappeared. DDK and Stega are now into the pits, and Stega picks up 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Has everyone forgotten what the speed limit is tonight? Oh, it's like Bloodwave there was having a bit of a mare trying to keep his car in a straight line. Probably at this point get a good montage out of people failing to stay within the speed limit. Here comes BR4, Mieszko for the lead of the race, and Jishnu is not going to waste any time at all. Going around the outside there. And now, the battle for the lead of the race is between a McLaren and a Mercedes. We'll see if everything is going to change in this one. DDK's come out not that far behind Yarlo. He'll have a card to clear straight away then. Mieszko hasn't pitted yet, I don't believe. Still won't do it now either. The Red Bull running in third. Bloodwave now. Oh my Jesus Christ! Can anybody get their car slowed down tonight? This has got to be a prank at this point. In comes Stega there on DD. I think that was on Yarlo, sorry. And Jishnu has actually got ahead of BR4. The Indian driver hit the front of the grid in the Mercedes. BR4 overtaken. I reckon they're going to go back and forth for a long time in this DRS though. Mieszko's job is just to hang on for as long as he can. Redstone is about to go after... oh, that didn't look great there from Jishnu. Just started to slide the car a little bit. That is absolutely insane. You look down the grid and we see 6 different people with speeding penalties. Not to include Noble Gata, who picked up 10 seconds, already having a drive-through for speeding under the safety car, the eventual safety car as well. So you can technically add a 7th one on there. Oh, a little bit of a lock up there. Jishnu and BL4 both failing to make that corner. We go into the pits here for Mieszko now. We'll see what is going to happen between Mitchell, DDK, and Steger. Steger, well, Mitchell being used to the roadblock a little bit now against Steger, who's now going to go to the inside and makes quick work of that. And Robin's picked up 3 seconds of track limits, the first one of that penalty tonight. We've got a couple of trains forming. Redstone not able to get past Jaguar yet either, which is a very surprising one. We've got Bloodwave behind him at this point in time. Joker after his spin. Joker will be a little bit annoyed himself after his spin. He would be probably somewhere around about where Bloodwave potentially is now. We'll go back to the front of the grid because we just saw another overtake here between BR4 and Jishnu, going back and forth every single time DRS gets enabled. One of them will make an overtake. Bloodwave gets past Redstone there. They head down the hill in towards turn 1. Here we go, Jishnu around the outside to take the lead of the race, but he's gone deep. I think that might be a track limit one, and then BR4 will say thank you very much and take the lead back as we head towards halfway. We'll see if there's going to be anything here. I don't know. I don't know at this point, but there's got to be some sort of prank, right? Some sort of joke that I am not in on. Every single person is just getting a penalty. Here comes Jishnu to the inside! Jishnu, they both lock up. And Jishnu will take the lead out of turn 1. That will line BR4 up for DRS down to hill here into turn 4. And there's the front with the rear wing opening. And the McLaren will very much take that back as we are on lap 18 here. Steger still fighting DDK. DDK doing enough to hold on to 4. Stell's got a 10-second penalty. Steger's got a 10-second penalty. Mitchell's got a 10-second penalty. So right now, your podium is going to be BR4, Jishnu, DDK. You're going to have Yalo in 4th. Which is going to be fairly incredible if that is how that ends. Mitchell needs to keep himself on the back of these two as long as he physically can. I don't think the answer is going to be very much longer. Jishnu's 6 tenths of a second back. We will head there now. They head out of the final corner towards turn 1. Then down the corner, down the hill they go, into turn 1. Eddie got close enough, he got ahead again. But you know what this means? This means that BR4 is just going to play the waiting game and take him on here. Down into turn 4. If he can get close enough, that was a very good exit there for Jishnu. I don't think BR4 is going to get close enough. In comes Yalo to pit. Yeah, BR4 is going to have to wait a little bit longer to get that move done. Stell's here. Stell's up in the 3rd. Well, Stell, Steger, and DDK are all here. Stell was already in 3rd. Now he might be a little bit under fire. Mieszko and Jaguar are fighting it out through turn 4. Looks like Jaguar is in 7th now. Mieszko in 8th. Bloodwave is on the back of that in 9th, but he's got his penalty. At this point in time, Mieszko lunging to the inside. Beautiful move. A little bit of a tap there from Jaguar. He had nowhere to go. There's a beautiful move there from Mieszko. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2, and that'll be nice and Marlini around. That'll allow for Joker to go on by. But he tries to fight Robin, who's got a 3-second track limit penalty. Mitchell's got 3 seconds now for track limits as Stell is under fire by both Steger and DDK. And Stell's dropped to 5th with his 10 seconds. DDK is in an incredible position for a podium here. bearing in mind that if there is a second stop coming for these drivers, because they all pitted lap 13 or before, for a large chunk of them, if there is 2 stops coming for these drivers, then, well, that 10 seconds will get served in those pit stops, and that will shake things up quite drastically, I think. I think, like, Mieszko's not 9 seconds off the back of Mitchell right now. Mitchell's first race back is in 6th. I don't know if we can call that falling off, you know. We had 3 seconds for Redstone. I don't know if I can call that falling off. You could have looked at Harm last week, who was well and truly off the pace. Bearing in mind that Harm is a world champion in this league, albeit in arguably more controversial season of this league, and then some. But still, a world champion nonetheless. Yellow flag in sector 2! I think that might be Igor again. It's Igor again! He is really not having a nice time of this at all. Yellow is trying to get his way by. Either way, I think that's overtaken for Yarlow and for Joker there. Robin drops all the way to 14th. Then we got Jaguar and Bloodway fighting it out here. Yeah, definitely. Vishnu in the lead of the race. We got yellow flag in sector 2. It's Noble Garter that's off the track this time. Not going to lose too much. The massive gap between him and Yarlow in the first place. BL4 going to try and fight Vishnu back here. And he gets him into turn 1, and we might be in a position where we watch Vishnu try and fight this back into turn 4. Let's see if... Yeah, Jishnu's not going to fight that. He's not going to try to fight that either down into turn 4. Whether or not he's going to be able to make anything happen now is a different question. So Redstone into the pit. Noble Garter will serve his 10-second time penalty. Igor is in the pit for what feels like the 15th time today. And there you go, confirmation that that penalty is going to get served there for Noble Garter. So all the rest of them will serve theirs eventually as well. BL4 still ahead of Jishnu for now. Robin gets ahead of Joker as they go for 11th and 12th. Here comes Jishnu down, well, up the hill into the final corner. Igor picks up 3 seconds of track limits, which is just basically kicking a man while he's down. And Jishnu, the long way round, gets himself into the lead. We've got a yellow flag for McLaren in 15th. It's nicer off the track again. He won't lose too much time out of that though. Stell currently in 13th after serving his 10 seconds. He's about to go after Joker. He's about to go after Robin himself. We're just watching into turn 4. Jishnu ahead of BR4. Up the hill goes Stell, the long way round, but he gets past Joker, and you would imagine that he might have an easy way past Robin as well. Nakusa picks up 3 seconds of track limits. And Stell isn't actually going to be able to do it into turn 1 against Robin here, so he's going to have to wait another couple of corners. He goes through turn 2 and 3, and Joker's round. And Lars goes on through against Joker. And Lars is just sitting there picking a couple of people off. And there goes Stell down the inside of Robin. Made that look like easy work. Yarlow, 4 seconds up the road now. And he's going to have to fight now to keep a top 5 even. We're on that 24 36, and imagine we might see some pit stops start to come the way of the drivers. Yellow flag in sector 2. I'm not entirely sure who that's for. I think it might have been Igor, actually. Yeah, I think it might have been Igor. Mitchell now into the pits to serve his 10 seconds. Kuzda into the pits as well. Which is an interesting choice to double stack, you know. Even a more interesting one when you knew the guy in front of you had a 10-second time penalty. Yakuza's going to drop behind Redstone here. Lars is out as well in front of Mitchell for now. Mitchell will come out ahead of Redstone though as they go down towards turn 4. We're still watching BR4. We've got someone off the track. Noble Garter is off the track at turn 1. And here comes BR4 to the inside. Takes the lead of the race with a little bit of a lock-up. Pretty sure there's still going to be pit stops coming here. Down into turn 4. Isn't going to be when it's happening though. Just near the outside. Unable to get BR4 there into turn 4, so BR4 will hold the lead this lap. Bloodwave now into the pits. I'm pretty sure he's got 10 seconds to deal with as well. Yarlow is probably laughing his head off with the position he's currently in. Currently 4.6 seconds ahead of Stell. You would feel like if you'd given him that today, he would have genuinely snatched your hand off. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1 again. Who is that this time? Oh, it's Igor this time. No, Bulgar and Igor not having a great time of this at all. What is Mitchell's penalty? Did he serve his 10? No, yeah, he did. He's got 3 seconds of track limits. Ouch. He's also ahead of Redstone that is also got 3 seconds, and Lars isn't within 3 of the 2 of them. So they'll be fine for now. BR4 into the pits, Jishnu into the pits. They both realise there is actually a speed limit. So for now, it is as they were. DDK into the pits as well. Miazga will, well, technically be one in this race for now. Because Steger's got 10 seconds worth of penalties. They're actually going to beat him out. There's Miezko out the pits with BR4 and Jishnu right behind him. Yeah, Mitchell setting the fastest lap of the race so far on the medium tyres. So that's a little bit of an indication of what's happening. Jaguars into the pits. Everyone has done their pit stop now. DDK is ahead of Stell by 4 seconds. He isn't ahead of Yarlow, however. Yarlow is looking in a very good spot for a potential podium. If he can hold DDK off for as long as the rest of this race goes on, but I don't think it's going to happen somehow. BR4 didn't even wait to the end of the lap to get past Miezko there, and now Jishnu needs to get by as well because he's being held up. He's going to go to the inside here. He's going to get by, but he definitely didn't go as quick as he could have through the final couple of corners on the lap. BR4 had an 0.8 of a second advantage. It's not enough an advantage to stop DRS, so you can definitely see what's about to happen here. All that 0.8 of a second is about to be wiped off. DDK gets past Yarlow as they head down towards turn 1, and all of a sudden, there goes Yarlow's chance of a podium. Steger's about to come out the pits. Is he going to beat Stell out? It's going to be close, you know. I think Stell's going to beat him out, but it's not going to be by much. 0.8 of a second. If Steger can keep himself there and thereabouts, he should be able to get Stell on this stint. We are 1 person left to make their pit stop before the rest of the before everyone is on their final stint. Lars also in a good position for some points here. But still, BR4 ahead of Jishnu by a decent margin. It's 0.4 of a second now though, as it gets chunked all the way out by DRS. Miezko is now in the pits. That'll be everyone on their final stints. About to unfold. That means Mitchell will get Miezko here as well. That looks like the Red Bull just starting to come out the pits now. He might just about come out ahead of Redstone. They're going to be neck and neck. Jaguar just set the fastest lap of the race so far. These guys are in the second sector, so we're not going to go to them right now. But Steger got Stell fairly quickly. Steger up in the 5th now. Stell, after winning last week and looking in a good position to potentially make it 2 from 2, is, well, almost certainly ending outside the top 5. Yellow flag in sector 2. It's Igor again. Everyone and anyone's fighting back here, Jesus. There's Noble, there's Jishnu taking the lead of the race for now, but they're going to go back and forth the entire time. We were just covering this battle. Nicer, Joker, Robin, and Garter all fighting for 15th right now. Lars just overtaken by Nakuzda as they now go up the hill. BL4 and Jishnu fought into turn 1. Redstone's out! And we might have a... I don't know if that's a safety car. It's a safety car. There's the yellow dot. It is a safety car. Lars, Bloodwave, both in at the perfect time. And this race is about to be neutralized with 7 on the clock. Everyone's going to go past the safety car, get picked up. Redstone, DNF last week as well. Albeit it wasn't a spin that caused that. Jishnu, BR4, I can only assume they're both coming in here. Only assume that they're both coming in for fresh tyres. Yep, they are. That's... Oh, Jishnu picks up 10 seconds of speed in the pit lane! And another one! It's a safety car! That is so unnecessary of a mistake to make! And it's gonna kill into the... It's gonna drop in the entire way to the back of the grid! What a stupid error! Completely unforced! Wow! You surely... It didn't matter what you were doing. You wouldn't have been overtaken. It was a safety car. You could have gone called in at 10 mile an hour if you wanted to. Why would you speed there, of all places? Wow! Well then, Redstone is going to be the only casualty so far, and I am bewildered. I cannot believe that I just sat here and watched somebody actually speed into the pit lane under a safety car. Genuinely, that might be an all-time bottle moment right there. Wow. That is unbelievable. The issue for him is, he ain't serving that. So he's going to take the 10-second penalty at the end of the race, and this race isn't going to have that many laps of it. It'll go in at latest lap 34, but 2 laps. I don't even know if that's enough to save points, you know. I wonder if it's going to let you go and lap itself. We do have the time. If the game did choose to let him through, wouldn't surprise me. We do have the extra lap to do it. That is baffling. Everyone with a penalty now is screwed. Well, if there ever was a way to redeem yourself from last week, BL4 forgot to start his car. He's got a massive opportunity to do it now. I'm not even getting off the grid properly to, well, what the hell is that called? The grid hadn't even punched up. The hell is that called for a safety car coming in? And there goes Jishnu off the races. We are green again. I'm not entirely sure how. And I would appreciate the game removing that yellow sector 3 from the top of my screen. I had a very late safety car call, and Steger gets past Yarlow up in the 4th straight away. He's not going to get very much. He's not going to get punished for his 10 seconds realistically at the end of all this. DDK has now got a chance to run after a race win. At Aston Martin versus the McLaren. Who is going to win in this one? Mitchell and Jaguar fighting it out in the midfield. Bloodwave gets 3 seconds for track limits. So he's now under fire. He's going to be out of the points in this race as Mitchell gets past Jaguar. And now Jaguar might be a placeholder for the rest of the grid. He might open up the 3-second gap if Mitchell can get away in the next lap or two before DRS kicks in. There might be a decent points haul here for Mitchell on his return. Stell going after Yarlow down into turn 1. It's irrelevant what Jishnu does right now because he is far too... Oh my Jesus Christ! Joker's out the race, and the race can all of a sudden be neutralized again. Virtual safety car, and this final 5 laps have been incredibly stop-start. I'd be feeling a bit sorry if you're people like, if you're a bit annoyed, a bit aggrieved if you're people like DDK potentially. It looks like everyone is about to get up to racing speed. DRS has now been enabled again, so we are going. Just knew it's not going to break DRS. DDK has been left a little bit in the dark because now he's going to be under fire from Steger the entire way for Steger to get on the second step of the podium here. Mitchell has broken DRS just before the DRS was about to kick in. He's now going to try and break 3 seconds in a couple of laps to Jaguar here. Or at the very least, the nicer if he wants a point score. Going towards the front, DDK has managed to get himself away from Steger enough to hold on to second place. So Joker is out, Redstone is out. He goes a minute back still because the game didn't let him run through. And the rest of the grid is all bunched up again. Here comes Mieszko, finally going to get past Jaguar. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel racing down through turn 5. They're still side by side, but Mieszko should get by with the inside line on Jaguar there, and has done. It has opened a massive gap in front. Oh, Jaguar's just gone a little bit wide there, and this might open the door for Lars, who's going to go the long way round, who's going to get the position on Jaguar. Nice move there by Lars. Then back further forward. BR4 still within the DRS of Jishnu, so we're not going to get a grandstand finish here. Jishnu needs to start breaking away to give it a chance of DDK fighting for the lead. Noblegar has got past Robin. Steger trying to fight to the inside of DDK here. No good. No, no dice at all here for Steger, who tried to get himself close enough to get onto the second step of the podium. It's not going to work there. It's not going to work for DDK on BL4 either, and Lars has got ahead of Mieszko, who's made a mistake, and that gap is well over 3 seconds now. The top 7 in a train, a couple of them either side of that penalty, that train is a penalty. So we'll wait and see how that function, kind of just functions out later on. I'm pretty sure right now, Jishnu's still going to drop outside of the top 10. Oh, a little bit of a slide there for DDK! And he's going to fumble it with a chance. He had it in his hand there for a split second. And now the podium's going to fall away. The chance is going to disappear. Or is it? Yarlo gets them both. Yarlo gets them both into turn 1. He's still ahead of Steger out of turn 3. Bearing in mind this is for second. BR4 is in the distance. He'll win this race. We're on lap 36 of 36. DDK! Oh, DDK and Steger have come together. And DDK's off the track. A massive drama at the end of this one. DDK coming together with the kick salver. And that, well, I guess that might go to the stewards by the end of this one. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2, and that is an Aston Martin, and Lars has bottled a point on the last lap. Carnage left, right and centre. At the end of the day, I think the biggest winner of all this has got to be Yarlo. Different strategy, bailed out potentially by the safety car. And then carnage between Steger and between DDK has allowed him on through. Either way, BR4 and the McLaren is going to win in Brazil. The second race back for him. Didn't start properly the first. Will win the second. Yarlo gets second, Steger third, Stell fourth, DDK gets fifth, Mitchell gets sixth, Jaguar seventh. Jishnu does actually save a point in the end by about half a second. In 8th, Mieszko in 9th, Noble Gata will somehow get a point out of this mess in 10th. There you go. Carnage in the last 6 or 7 laps there to end off the race in Brazil. I don't think anyone knew what they were doing. Apart from BR4, who, after Stell's mistake earlier in the race, he's spinning in turn 7. He very much made sure that nobody was able to cash in but him. One thing to saw, driver of the day though has to go out to Yarlo, dared to try a different strategy, and even if he got saved by a safety car in the end, he still managed to pull second out of all that. What a race. What a final 5 laps. I'm pretty sure people have forgotten what a speed limit is. Absolute carnage. Wow. Well, yeah, great. I wanted to see the standings. I did want to see the standings, you know. Crazy. Apparently we're not getting to. Getting glitched out. There you go. Damn. What a race. All right. With that being said, that's everything we've got for you tonight. We'll see you guys same place, same time next week. I'll be there as well in a bit.